You know, many people suggest that Prince Harry's lost all control of his wife, the former cable TV actress Meghan Markle. But what gives you that indication? As ever, let me explain. Morning chums, nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining me today, as ever, in the very heart of the United Kingdom. By the way, this beautiful building here, just in case you're wondering, used to be, yes, brace yourself, used to be the local police station. And it's funny, isn't it, when you look and go around the United Kingdom and you see all of these buildings that have been, of course, houses of crime. How many people have been taken through that door with misdemeanors? What, you're nodding your head? Yes, so that's the thing, isn't it? But you know, when you think about it now, I'm not even sure what this building has now become, because as you know, many of what they call the front, sort of desk, office desks or whatever, police stations, have all been radically cut down in a cost for saving. And now, of course, you'd be lucky if you could grab anybody on Instagram. But when you do look at them, you see the magnificence of the building, don't you? And you think, how well were they put together? Incredible, wasn't it, when you think? As ever, let's get back to your royal story of the day. Well, as I said, it was inevitable, wasn't it? Meghan Markle had to roll out the only dice that she now truly had, and that is, of course, her children. Yes, Archie and Lily, or Prince Archie and Princess Lily Burt, as apparently the staff were told to call them on the set of that Netflix filming. Yes, Prince and Princess, not just Arch and Lil for them. No, no, no. You know, they have to know that they're special, even though the people that they're assigned to and special to are halfway around the world and they've truly never met them. You see what I mean? Now, recently, as you know, Harry went off to Africa without telling her, well, the wife, Meghan. And this was a big stance to basically say, I'm doing my own thing and, you know, letting you know that I can be independent. Now, also, I don't know if you're aware of this, but Meghan and Harry had a huge tiff regarding the use of his children on social media. And the problem that you have with that, and this is the real problem when you see the bigger picture, is the fact that obviously Harry and Meghan have made a career out of moaning about the exploitation of social media, no more so than the recent CBS interview where they talked about being first responders and making sure you knew what your child was up to. And it's very distressing because when you look at these pictures, you know, the children are nice and they're beautiful, I get all of that, but it's just a little unnerving. There you have this, you know, young girl sat in the makeup chair, unattended. I'm sure there's somebody there with her, but it looks bad. The optics look bad. Well, as you can imagine, this didn't go down particularly well with none other than the former royal known as Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex. And this is simply because, when you think about it, it's everything that apparently he felt exploitation about. And this was all taking place and rolled out without, according to an excellent source, and as ever, I have to say allegedly, his permission. Now, this caused a bit of a rumpus behind the scenes, as one can imagine, but Meghan is desperate to hold on to that Netflix gig. You see, she feels, and this is what Netflix believe, that eventually when they do the retelling of their story, however that story may finalise, and many people have already suspected that, you know, this might be a solo outing, Meghan will have something regarding the children. Now, apparently the reason that she gave Harry was the fact that, well, this was a chance for her children to be seen looking at her on a little camera, seeing exactly what mommy does all day. Well, if you listen to Meghan, apparently all she does, in fact, is put something out there on a plate that's been delivered. But this is Meghan trying to show herself as supermom, you know, a woman who's busy but doing everything. Now, behind the scenes, as I said, this really doesn't give Harry any sort of, well, aptitude to stand on. He can't hit back, he can't talk about the social media inclusion or indeed the terrors of social media, simply because people now can refer back and say, well, quite frankly, if it's good enough for your wife, who's apparently supposedly protecting her own children and indeed him, well, exploitation is the name of the game if you're desperate to get somebody to watch your cooking show, which has now fallen out of the top 100, quite literally, around the world. It appears that even the children can't lure an audience in anymore for Meghan. And you'll notice, of course, at the 11th hour, naturally, the faces are covered up. Either way, another disaster and another nail in the Netflix coffin, many people suspect. Neil Sean in the very heart of the United Kingdom.